I've always been a practical type of guy who likes to operate with a plan. But in the world of landscape photography, all too often a plan leads down a road to nowhere. So in today's video, we surrender to the unknown, strap on our boots and journey to the North Yorkshire countryside for what proves to be an exciting photographic and hiking adventure. Right, as you can see, it is an absolutely stunning day. That sun beating down on me just feels great, but I love a sunny winter's day more than anything. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm going to photograph today. Over the last couple of years, I think I got out of the habit of just going for a walk and exploring and having an adventure. But I want to get back into that more because I think it's easier. I think it's easier to plan a hike and plan a walk and then just see what photography opportunities arise. I also think it's a good challenge photographically to just go for a walk with no plans whatsoever about what you're going to photograph. But I did this walk about 20 years ago with a mate, and I just remember it being a really nice walk, but I wasn't looking at it photographically at that stage. Yeah, so I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a good adventure, and it could be difficult. I could end up with no images whatsoever or a bag full of decent ones. I really don't know, and I quite like the excitement of that. Oh, it is very wet though. I'm going to traverse down the rest of this hill into the woods, get a bit more shelter from this wind. I think you could essentially call this video the joy of unplanned landscape photography, because that's essentially what it is. But I think when you're doing a day like that, it's important to get a photograph in the can as soon as possible to start building the momentum through the day, building the creativity and just the enjoyment of the photographic process. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So this is my scene behind me here. It's a fantastic moment because I'm in the woods, I'm sheltered from the wind, I have the whole place to myself, I've got the sound of that stream flowing past, and it just feels great. It's nice weather, and that's creating some interesting light down in this valley where the focus of my image here is going to be that tree just behind me there. I say one tree, it's actually two trees, but I love the mossy rock, the mossy bark, and it's just going to make what I think is a fantastic little composition to start the day. The branches of the tree there covered in moss, it's just got that kind of rainforest feel to it, and I love it. What I don't love is the path going through past here. So I want to eliminate the path through the use of perspective. So I've just brought the camera down a little bit and I've zoomed in to 70mm to just pick that patch of detail out there. Because the light is coming from up over the hill there, it's creating a little bit of separation because it's almost creating like a misty feel with that darkened bank in the background. Focusing on the nearest tree to me, I'm currently at f8 1/6 of a second and ISO 100. I'm then at a 2-second timer, trying to take as much of the sky out as possible. I mean, there's a little bit of depth in there to get me going at the start of the day as the sun comes over there again. Let's fire away again. But to get me going at the start of today's hike, I think that's a lovely little image. Yeah, it's as simple as that. If you're wondering why I didn't stop and photograph that waterfall, it's because I've shot it before and I didn't think there was going to be anything new or different that I could do today. In the shot I got previously, I absolutely love it because the sun was coming over the hill and shining onto it and creating a double rainbow. And this is the image I captured then. It looked great today, but yeah, I just didn't think there was anything new or interesting that I could do that was going to better that image. Fantastic feeling of energy by waterfalls. That's one of the things I really love about them. Oh, what a day to be out. I'm looking forward to coming across my next photo opportunity as well. I want a mixture today. I want woodland, I want waterfall, I want big open vista. This is the kind of landscape, I think, that can provide that as well. Another thing it's important to remember when you are out hiking and doing photography without a plan is to constantly be looking behind you. I use it as an excuse to stop and let my fitness recover, but I've just done that and come across an image that I'm just going to shoot handheld because I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. This tree is sticking out over the valley and it's got some sort of plant wrapped around it. I don't know what it is. Someone will probably tell me it's an invasive species, but I think it looks nice. And because it's now being backlit by the sun, it's providing quite a lot of separation from the background, which is still in shadow. It's that browny, almost purpley colour that winter pines go. And it's just providing a really nice background for the shot that then is contrasted to the green of the plant, which is wrapping itself around the mossy green branches. So now's a good opportunity. So flick back into manual mode and I'm just zooming in as far as I can go to just put that right into the centre of the frame, focusing on it. I've still got the 2-second timer on, but yeah, that looks really good. There is a branch kind of on another tree a bit close to me and that's in the way. There's nothing I can do about that. But when it comes down to a 2D image, that might not be a problem. And I kind of think that works. Can you see that on the back of the camera? It's not the sort of image I would normally take, but I kind of like it. And for the hand holding, I'm at f8, ISO 400, which gives me a shutter speed of 1/125th of a second. The sun's just dancing in and out from behind the cloud, which is providing different light for every frame I'm capturing. When you've got the sun just breaching from behind the cloud, that's always a really nice moment to capture it. So yeah, I'll put that up. Pretty happy with that, I think. So I'm just walking up through this pine plantation, which is really quite thick. It's really moody and quite dark. The combination of heavy rain and those recent storms just shows another example, like I saw the other week, of some of the devastation that those storms caused to the woodlands. It's really quite unbelievable, but it's just absolutely everywhere. The power of nature is very, very impressive. So I finally emerged out of the woods, onto the moors, and I don't know if you can see, but there is a tree right on the horizon, a lone tree all by itself. That just has to be visited. Right, not as easy as I thought it was going to be, because just down here is quite a large bog, or patch of boggy ground. It's just been so wet and so much rain that it's just completely saturated and really deep. And I've just had to walk across it because there was no way round, and my feet went right in and the water got above my boots and inside. So I've got the rest of the walk now, still about 3/4 of the walk to do with wet feet, which is a bit annoying. I'm just going to crack on. Just lovely feel to the day at the moment. I'm hoping that'll develop into some really nice photography conditions at sunset. Lovely. Right, so I've made it to the lone tree, and it's actually quite a lot bigger than I thought it was when I could see it from a distance. It's not going to be as easy to shoot as I thought because it's because of the conditions, really. The sun is over there, and that's probably the best way to photograph it, but shoot straight into the sun at this time of day, about 2 hours before sunset, that's not going to work. But I'm working with what I've got. Also, the heather, it's beautiful, but I think when it's flowering, this image is going to be spectacular. So this is a scouting shot. I'm coming back here in the summer, absolutely, definitely. So if I can get down, and then just 2-second timer, and photograph it. And I'm bracketing because the sun's off to the left of the frame. Actually, I'm going to do it again and just block the sun like that. Hopefully my hand won't be in that. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm on about mile 6 now, I think, of today's walk, back down by the stream, which is just lovely. Got a really deep blue colour, which is fantastic. But I am now in a bit of a race against time because we're getting towards the end of the day. I struggle to judge time when I'm doing a hike and photography. What I'll generally do is see how long a recommended hike may take according to the OS map app. And then usually I double it, because I'm stopping and doing photography, being present in those moments to try and capture the best images. And yeah, it doubles the time easily. But today it's been even more. I spent a long time at that lone tree. I got cold as well because the wind chill factor up there was pretty severe. But I'm having fun and making the best of it. Right, onward. That's it, my feet are absolutely saturated now. Oh, so much water. Right, we're almost exactly at sunset now, and I have made it to the waterfall. Down a very treacherous bank, just here, where I almost killed myself. So I'm not going to go down any further because it's so slippery and so muddy that I'm not sure I'll get back out again. And but down there would be the better composition, because where I'm stood at the moment, I'm having to shoot down at it, which is far from ideal. But there's some lovely colour in the sky behind there, so I'm having to bracket 2 stops either side, and then it's giving me a shutter speed of about 1/3 of a second, which is giving me some movement in that waterfall. I'm going to do this walk again in the summer because I'd love to be down there. It's just too dangerous today though, right at the end of the day as it's getting dark. I do not want to be falling and hurting myself, so I'm going to make do. Even where I'm standing is really dodgy, so yeah, just fairly wide. It's not the sort of shot I would normally enjoy, but with that bit of colour in the sky it might work. Some of that colour's reflecting off the river a bit further along as well, so that's all captured. There's nice reflections. See what you think, and I'll head to somewhere a bit more quiet. Bloody hell, that was dodgy down there. There's been so much rain around that the ground is just slipping away, like basically just eroding away. Small landslides the whole way down. Probably not the best idea going down there, but it is going to be the sort of fun that when this whole thing is done and I remember back to it, it's going to be a very brilliant memory and very, very fun. That is my favourite kind of fun. Right, I have something exciting to tell you about before we go today. And I'm really pleased to announce that Verity and I are starting to run workshops together and a tour as well. There are now 2 workshops available in the Peak District in August to capture the heather, the Peak District in bloom. So go to the link down below and click that and check that out. And you are free to book on one or both of those days. They are 1-day courses though. One is for sunset and one is for sunrise the following morning. I am super excited about it. I'm really looking forward to working with Verity on them as well. And if you come along, we are going to have a brilliant time. And then you may be tempted to come to our Lake District tour at the end of the year as well. But come and join us for the single day. There's going to be Verity and I running it, and then there's going to be 6 people. So it's going to be quite intimate. You're going to get a 3-to-1 ratio with an instructor at all times. So I think that's pretty good value for money. And yeah, like I say, we're going to have a great time. As the day concludes with a couple of spectacular sunset images, I'm reminded of those spur-of-the-moment get-togethers with friends. Those times that so often prove to be the most joyful. It's because we massively over-deliver on something that started out with zero expectations, and photography can do just the same. So will I give up my plans for good? Probably not, but I'm left with a decent set of images in the can, feeling fulfilled and grateful. And despite the wet boots and sore back, I'm ready to go again.